Very special headlines today. Presentation: persecuted in Pak, homeless in India. 114 Pakistani Hindus living illegally in India. Their horror tales have tugged at heartstrings across the nation. Now, Headlines Today was the first to bring you the story, and now the External Affairs Ministry has reacted. Minister of State for External Affairs Praneet Kaur has given an assurance that India will talk to the Pakistan government about it. She also said that whatever is done, it must be done within legal limits. Although she conceded that these were exceptional cases and the ministry will take a close look at it.
Over 100 Hindus from Pakistan are staying in India after the expiry of their visas. They fear persecution in their country and so they don't want to go back. I have with me the Minister of State for External Affairs, Praneet Kaur, to talk about that. Ma'am, has the government taken note of the situation and what can the government do about it?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you this is not a matter that relates to the External Affairs Ministry. This matter will be taken up by the Home Ministry, the Foreigners Division in the Home Ministry. Now, if they have overstayed and they want an extension of their visa, that they will have to apply and we can see what we can do about it, also through the Home Ministry, the Foreigners Division. And secondly, at this point of time, there will have to be some legal recourse of how to get them here if they want to. What the process is, again, goes into the Home Ministry. And about anybody who wants to go back, we can certainly from our ministry take that matter up and ask the Pakistan government to deal with it in a very sympathetic and humanitarian way and try and follow that up from our mission in Pakistan.
Ma'am, on humanitarian grounds, has there been any precedence where people are allowed to stay? Can that be a possibility?
If they stay illegally and they are not caught, I suppose they are here. But I think even if it is humanitarian grounds, there is a process that has to be gone through. And that process will have to go through to the natural conclusion, which will be through the Home Ministry.
Can the government speak to the government of Pakistan to be more sympathetic towards these people? They fear persecution in their own country. And so can the government really take up this matter?
Yes, certainly we can take up this matter and we can take it up strongly and request them that they should take a sympathetic humanitarian view and try and allay their fears for the prosecution they fear. And this is a point that it has been already taken up before by our mission, and certainly the Indian government will have the mission take this up again if this is what is required.
Ma'am, one final question. Is there any clarity or any actually stated position as to how long can their visas be extended? I mean, they can't stay on indefinitely perhaps. Is there any norm on that?
I don't think there's a norm. Normally, if one wants an extension visa, it's when you're out for a short while. This seems to be an exceptional case where actually, from what you're telling me, they don't seem to want to go back. So this is something that I can't really give you an answer for. This is something that will have to be taken up and examined by the Foreigners Division in the Home Ministry.
Right. Many thanks, ma'am, for speaking with Headlines Today. There you have it, Praneet Kaur saying that the government will take a sympathetic view towards these people. However, they have to go through the legal process to stay in India if at all they fear going back to Pakistan. This is Maha Siddiqui in Delhi for Headlines Today.
The onus is on the Home Ministry then, and let's hope that the Home Ministry is watching, because there are horror tales reported in the media about the poor state of the minorities living in Pakistan, and recently about the Hindus of that country. Are they really being discriminated and tortured? Are their women really being abducted, raped and later forced to convert to Islam? We tell you their story in their own words. We must also point out that these are unverified claims being made by Pakistani citizens who've overstayed in India.
मैं बात में रहना चाहता हूँ, मैं यहाँ से नहीं जाऊँगा, मर जाऊँगा।
18-year-old Kanhaiya's haunting search for identity didn't end border in death. The teen was battling cancer when his family decided they couldn't live in peace anymore in their homeland. Little did Kanhaiya know that his wish would come true so soon. He is survived by a family torn between two countries.
कैंसर था बीमारी, कैंसर थी, यही 1 साल में दवाई की थी, फिर इसने बोला मैं जाऊंगा मार्त बोलते क्या भारत में जाऊंगा, यही संस्कार मेरा हो जाएगा तो अच्छी बात है, मैं वापस नहीं जाऊंगा.
And so there is one less person in this refugee settlement of 114 people who came to India on the pretext of attending a religious function and now refuse to go back, claiming they were forced to flee after years of torture and suffering at home. Because they belong to the minority community in Pakistan, they are Hindus. Their visas expired on 8th of October this year, but these migrants say that returning to Pakistan cannot be an option for them.
हमें वापस नहीं जाना, किसी हाल में वापस नहीं जाएंगे. तो सरकार से हमें यहाँ की नेशनलिटी चाहिए और जो ऐसा है कि ये हमारे पुरखों की धरती है.
These refugees remember that in Pakistan, while the present was tense, the future held no hope. While some, like 16-year-old Prince, are forced to work, quite a few of the children are getting a chance at a proper education.
What you see behind me is a classroom out in the open for the 30 to 40 children in this refugee camp in Wazirabad. Volunteers from non-governmental organizations have been teaching the basics of education for the past 1 month. The eagerness and excitement that one sees in the eyes of these children is very moving.
As illegal residents, these Pakistani citizens try and eke out a living any which way they can, sometimes peddling mobile phone accessories, sometimes selling vegetables. What started as a trickle in 2006 turned into an influx over the years. The number of people crossing the border and overstaying just swelled, the migrants vowing never to return.
दिल्ली बहुत अच्छी है और इंडिया बहुत बेहतरीन अच्छा है और जहाँ हम रहते थे पाकिस्तान में और वहाँ के जो लोग थे हमको डराते थे.
No, I have no idea. If you have found out something, do let us know, and if there's anything we can do, we would like to do it with a sense of great humanity, but we have to see.
The plight of these people is a small insight into the life choices faced by those who flee Pakistan. At home they say they face intolerance. In India they say they are just ignored. With Durga Nandini, Kamaljeet Sandhu and Munish Devgan, Shujoy, Headlines Today.